Hi, Wes. This is Chris with Shutter 16 Magazine.
Hey, Chris. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you. Doing great.
So, I thought we could start out by kind of having you tell us just a little bit about how MerleFest first got started and how it's kind of grown into the huge festival that it is today.
Okay, great. I'd be glad to do that. Just a question. Let's see. I can give you want the small, medium, or large version of that story?
We could go with the short version, I guess. Just a little background for people who aren't really familiar with MerleFest at all.
Yeah, great. MerleFest was started by a now well-known horticulture instructor here at Wilkes Community College named B. Towns, and a few other key people here in Wilkes County and the surrounding counties back in 1988, simply as a fundraiser to raise monies for the gardens here on campus. They did this. They had the idea of putting on a concert, and the folk musician Doc Watson lived right up the road. So B. Towns and a friend of his, Bill Young, went to meet with Doc and asked him if he would be interested in putting on a little concert in the Walker Center here at Wilkes Community College, just as a way to raise funds again for these gardens. And Doc Watson said he'd be glad to do it as long as they named the concert in memory of his recently passed away son, Merle Watson. Merle was a folk musician as well, who toured and played with Doc and had a lot of success across the world and across the country. But Merle had recently died in an accident. So the first MerleFest was set to be a one-day festival inside the Walker Center here at Wilkes Community College, but there was just one problem. Doc Watson had a lot of friends. He called up a few of his friends and invited them to come to the festival and play along with him, and these are folks like Chet Atkins and Grandpa Jones and Emmylou Harris, folks like that. So what was to be a one-time concert in the auditorium here on campus quickly outgrew that auditorium and ended up taking place down on an old athletic field here at the college, and was a huge success. So immediately when the first festival was over, people started calling and asking when the next one was going to be, and there you go. 35 years later, here we are still raising money for students in our area in Doc and Merle's honor and carrying on the traditions that those folks set in place back then. So it's a really neat thing to be a part of.
Absolutely, and as you just mentioned, it's a special year because this is the 35th year, and this also would have been, I think, Doc's 100th birthday. So do you guys have anything special planned to commemorate that at this year's festival?
Yes, I'm glad you asked. This is a very special year for us, being the 35th year of the festival. That's pretty special, and also that date falls on the same year that would have been Doc's 100th birthday. So yes, we do plan to celebrate. We are presenting a lot of historical video clips and footage throughout the festival. Throughout our programming, in between live sets, we'll be showing some of that footage, and of course, we'll have features in our program and online. We're also a lot of our artists will be presenting some unique collaborations in honor of Doc. We're also having a 100th birthday jam hosted by the Kruger Brothers on Saturday afternoon on the Watson stage. So lots of fun things going on at the festival this year in honor of Doc and our 35th.
Nice. Now, what do you think Doc's reaction would be to the size and scope of the festival, how it is now?
Well, Doc passed passed away back in 2012, and the festival was pretty big at that point. So he had been around for several. He'd been around long enough to see the festival grow to the size it is now. We're kind of a little bit challenged with our amount of real estate we've got, so there's not any real expansion beyond where we are in the works. But I think he'd be very proud of what we've been able to accomplish for our community and what we've been able to share musically.
Sure. And you had mentioned, the festival working hand in hand with Wilkes Community College and the whole community of Wilkesboro and the surrounding areas. And the partnership's kind of grown where it was started off as that, like you said, the fundraiser for the garden, but now it's full-fledged scholarships being funded through the festival. So tell us a little bit about that and how important that is for the area around the festival.
Oh, it's huge for our community. MerleFest is the largest fundraiser in Wilkes County annually, and we are providing scholarships for students here at Wilkes Community College. MerleFest has also funded capital campaigns to help build buildings and provide programs for students. So yeah, it's a vital piece of what supports this community.
Now, as the festival director, what are some of your main responsibilities putting on an event of this magnitude?
Well, I kind of wear a lot of hats as the director, and it's similar to my previous position here with the festival. I started as the operations manager back in the fall of 2017, and in that job, you're working with everybody from your production or sound company to your volunteer coordinator to your food vendors, and dealing with sponsorships and that sort of thing. So the director position very much mirrors that operations position. So I get a chance to kind of dabble in a little bit of everything we do, and I work with a great team. We've got one of the best teams here at the college that runs MerleFest that I've ever been involved with, and so I'm just trying to keep up with all these other folks who are doing such a great job. And then there's not only our MerleFest team here at the college, but there's also our WCC or Wilkes Community College team of all of our faculty and staff and administration. Everybody rallies together to do their part for MerleFest, and most everybody's got a part to play. So again, it's a really wonderful thing to see come together in late April each year.
Absolutely. And MerleFest has such a great blend of artists and genres. What are some of the factors that kind of go into the decision making when the talent is booked for the festival each year?
Well, that's another area where you see Doc Watson's influence come into play. Doc had coined the phrase "traditional plus" when anyone had asked him about the music at MerleFest. And what he meant by that was Doc liked to tell jokes. But what he meant by that was that they played traditional music plus anything else that they felt like they wanted to play.
Nice.
So that's been the formula that we've followed with the festival, and we'll continue to follow. It's traditional music plus a good variety of other things. There's bluegrass, there's folk music, zydeco. These days we even have some kind of rock and roll, or dare I even say pop type acts. We've got a over at our dance stage. It can get pretty loud there sometimes with folks having a good time in the dance tent. So there's really something for everybody at MerleFest. And as far as what we're doing with our current acts, we like to feature both our local and regional acts, and then also your more national headlining acts. We've had Willie Nelson and Dolly Parton and James Taylor, but you also get those local and North Carolina acts, and of course acts from all around the country, but ones that you might not have heard of before, as right. well as very well known.
Awesome. And what would you say sets MerleFest apart from all the other music festivals that go on each year?
I think our influence from Doc in those early years and our values. MerleFest is a very family-friendly festival. There's no alcohol allowed at MerleFest, so the parents can feel good about having their children with them. Children under 12 are admitted free, and I hear time and time again that folks just feel comfortable letting their kids kind of run around and check things out on their own, and they're not quite as worried about where they're at or what they're doing as they might be in other settings. So definitely our traditional values to keep things family friendly. I think that sets us apart from most other festivals.
Absolutely, and there's a lot that the festival does for kids, not only just having it family friendly, but you've got like the acoustic kids showcases, and then you guys do MerleFest school days, and then there's also a MerleFest outreach. Can you tell us just a little bit about those programs and kind of how they work?
Absolutely. The Acoustic Kids program is a wonderful way for those younger folks who are developing their talents to get involved with MerleFest and hop on stage and share with the fans what they're able to do, and we love that aspect of MerleFest and that program. We're super excited to bring back MerleFest School Day this year and our MerleFest Outreach program. MerleFest School Day happens on Friday, and we bring young kids in from the local middle school and high school and allow them to attend the festival for free on Friday to get some exposure to some live music, face to face, that they may not otherwise have the opportunity to experience. So we invite the kids to come see us on school day. For our outreach program, we take MerleFest to the schools. We go to 17 different area schools, and we put on a live performance there with some of our acts that are going to be playing the stages here at MerleFest. So again, another opportunity for those students to get face-to-face with the arts and see something they might not have an opportunity otherwise to see.
Yeah, absolutely amazing for everything that you can give back to the community there.
That's what MerleFest is all about.
Now, oh, excuse me. I think the allergy season kicked in early here in Charlotte.
Oh, I'm a Charlotte native.
What would you say are some of the biggest challenges that you have to tackle each year when putting on something this size, and with all the different artists and, like you said, so many different hats going on? What would you say some of the biggest challenges are each year?
Well, of course, expense management is always a challenge, and of course, these days things seem to be going up and up.
Absolutely.
But really, one of the MerleFest is such a great event, and so many people want to be involved with it. Really, one of the bigger challenges we have is consistency and being able to offer an equal opportunity out there to all the different artists, as well as the vendors and food vendors and craft vendors and sponsors. We have so many people interested in being involved in MerleFest. Sometimes it's hard to drill that down and fit them into that smaller real estate footprint that I was telling you about earlier.
Right. I can see that. That's for sure. But that's a good thing. That's a good challenge to have. That it's so overwhelmingly people want to be involved that you have to account for that. It would be a lot worse if it was the other way around.
That's right. The last couple years were definitely a challenge for us, having to do without our festival in 2020 for obvious reasons, and then we shifted our 21 festival to September. Our festival is always in late April. This year it's the 27th through the 30th. But we shifted for 2021 and then turned right around 7 months later and had our 22 festival in April of 22. So there were some challenges there. But it makes it so much more sweet to invite everybody back to campus this spring, and things are just looking more and more like we're going to have one of the best festivals we've ever had this year, so we're really excited.
Awesome. Now, last question. Who are you looking forward to seeing this year at the festival? What are some of the artists that you're going to try and catch? I know you're going to be busy, but you got to have time to wander at least by a stage or two.
Well, I'm glad you asked me that question. That's one of my favorite questions. The band, probably one of the ones that I'm looking most forward to seeing, I can't really tell you just yet.
Okay.
Because we won't be announcing them until Monday. But we have our final artist announcement will be this Monday, the 13th, at 10 a.m. We'll be releasing a handful of artists, and again, that's our final round. But we've already let everyone know that the Avett Brothers are coming this year. We're excited about the Avets. The Marcus King Band will be playing. Tanya Tucker is going to join us Sunday afternoon, so you've got a real classic act, and also on the classic female act. And then on the other end of that spectrum, you've got Maren Morris, who's a new up-and-coming country act. She'll be performing with us this year. So lots of stuff to come and see. Little Feat, they're going to be here this year on Thursday night. It's hard to choose which one. But again, we've got a couple more to announce on Monday that I'm particularly excited about as well.
Okay, awesome. We're looking forward to that announcement and seeing who's going to round out the lineup this year, because it looks amazing.
Well, hope you get a chance to come join us at the festival. We'd love to see you.
Absolutely. I'm going to try my best here. I just found out yesterday that my neighbors across the street from me make it an annual trip with their 3 girls to MerleFest, and they camp for the weekend. So that's pretty exciting.
Oh,
I didn't realize that, but yeah, they've been doing that since before they had children, and their oldest is driving now. So they've been there for a while. They've been doing it.
Oh, that's great to hear. Like I said, I'm a Charlotte native, so I grew up down there in the UNCC area, and so I love to hear when folks from the old hometown are coming this way, and it's a reunion not only for our artists and our staff and fans to see friends, but it for me as well. I love catching up with folks I haven't seen for a while at the festival. So good to hear that, and again, love to have you up. Folks can go to merlefest.org to check out our website if they're interested in ticket pricing there, or call 800-343-7857.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today and fill us in on a little of the history and a little bit of what everybody can expect from this special year of the festival.
It's always a pleasure to share information about MerleFest. I very much appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, Wes, and I hope to see you in April.
Thanks. Have a good day.
You too.